everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is RABYA and welcome to a brand new video for me. So in today's video we're going to be creating this all matte makeup look with a colorful eyeshadow, and the best part is that all of the products that I used are really affordable, and I'm honestly really happy with how this eye look turned out, and the fact that it was an affordable palette just makes me so happy. And the palette I am going to be using is the Colourpop and Raw Beauty Kristi palette, the At Forest site. Like, I honestly, this whole video is inspired just because of the matte colorful shades that she and Colourpop chose to incorporate, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this matte yet colorful makeup look with affordable products, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing with a friend. It would mean the most to me. And with that, you guys, let's just get into the video. So we're going to start off with the e.l.f. Retro Paradise Glow Oil as our primer. Even though this is a matte look, what I've been recently liking is pairing this glow oil under my matte foundations. I feel like it really gives a really healthy look even under your flattest like matte foundations, because sometimes with really matte foundations it tends to dry you out a little bit even with oily skin, and I feel like this glow oil, it's not greasy and it just gives you such a nice like sheen, and it helps your foundations just wear really nice throughout the day. Okay, and then my favorite matte drugstore foundation, just my favorite drugstore foundation in general, is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. I use this in the shade F12. I love that this has a nice doe foot applicator, which makes it really easy. This blends out super great, and I really, honestly, I'm always really impressed with like the shade match, because I just feel like my skin tone at the drugstore is so hard to get right, and I'm really happy that they have this one. This foundation out with a brush. I'm using, this is a Morphe M439, just any kind of like dense kabuki brush style is really nice to like buff foundation in and not leave any streak marks on your skin. And for concealer, I'm going to go into the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Eye concealer, and I use this in the shade 140 Honey. I'm going to actually take this pretty high up into this area right here. I have a lot of darkness right there right now. And I'm also going to use this as a concealer or a primer for my eyeshadow. I don't have a drugstore primer for eyeshadow. This works really well. I feel like it lasts really good on the skin. For cream contour, I'm going to take one of my favorites, like drugstore, just in general. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Beautifully Bronze. It's really nice because it has like a brush tip applicator, so it's a little bit more precise than some of my other contouring products. For powdering down that highlight, I love my Wet n Wild contour kit. I talk about this all the time. I honestly don't even try very many other drugstore highlighting or powders just because I love this one so much. I feel like it does everything that I want it to. It's really a nice soft powder, so it softens the look of your under eyes and anywhere you apply it, but then it also, just the yellow tone of this is like perfect on my brown skin tone. I'm going to go into the bronzing contouring powder in the same palette and just set down everywhere that I cream contoured. You don't have to do this step. I just really like to set it down. I feel like it also just helps pronounce it a little bit more, and then it just softens the look of my skin. And then for blush, I'm going to go into this e.l.f. Putty blush in the shade Bali. I've really been enjoying it, and in the pan I was saying, like in another one of my videos, that this looks super like scary and dark, but like once you start blending it out with a brush, it actually blends really into such a pretty softer like cherry color with a little bit of that terracotta-ness in it. It's a really pretty blush, especially on, you know, medium deep skin tones. I feel like you'll really like this. For eyebrows, what I've been doing for I feel like most of the year is the e.l.f. Wow Brow and the Micro Precise Brow Pencil, both in the shade Neutral Brown. I honestly, this whole look was inspired by this palette again. I was looking at all the beautiful like matte colorful shades in here and I was like, I want to just do a look with just like colorful mattes. So this palette is the Raw Beauty Kristi X Colourpop one. I think what I want to do first is just pack on like the main lid shade, and I really want to go in with this Emerald City one. I know that I've been doing a lot of green looks lately, but I feel like green for the holidays is so perfect. Look at that pigment. It's like right away. And these mattes are so beautiful, like blendable and really pigmented, and they're really buttery too. It's so pretty. I like even this, just like a dark green or even a colorful eyeshadow, like block shadow on your lid is such a statement. I am gonna go with a little bit more color, but I feel like something like this is like such an easy look, and especially if you don't really know how to apply makeup, like I feel like this would be perfect. So I just did run a little bit more of that Emerald City onto my lower lash line and connect it upwards. And another thing that's really impressive is that there's like no fallout. I feel like this would just be like such a nice like statement holiday look, but I am gonna go with a little bit more color. I'm gonna go into the shade Amanita. It's a little bit more of like a purpley burgundy shade, and I'm going to blend this out around the edges. And then I'm also going to use that same shade to blend out my lower lash line as well. I've honestly been really liking bringing colors really down low on my lower lash line. I used to be really scared of that just because I thought it would give me like the look of like even more so enhanced dark circles, but I feel like the more I smoke out my lower lash line, the more you don't even notice how dark and hollow they are. And then on a really big fluffy brush, this is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH30. I'm going to go into Rainer and a little bit of this Chanel shade, the more mustardy one. And I'm just going to run this all around the eye look to kind of do a soft blend of everything. And then I'm just going to go in with just Chanel, the same brush, and I'm going to hit that really close to my brow bone. Basically, it's kind of like a highlight. For mascara, I'm going to go into the Maybelline the Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara, and I'm going to coat my top and lower lash line. Eyeliner, I do want to go in with a black, so I'm going in with the LA Girl Glide On Gel Liner, and this is their black shade. You can also do the brown, but I just wanted something really smoky today. I'm going to go in with black. Lashes, I'm going to apply some glue to the Ardell Double Up Wispies. Okay, so while the lashes are drying, I'm going to go in with lip liner. This is the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Keep It Spicy. And then over top of that, I'm going to go in with the Colourpop X Isla Sarai liquid lipstick, liquid matte in the shade Sueño de Coco. I used to love the shade as like a nude. I just haven't used it. If you feel like a lip liner or a lipstick is just too nude, like I would just suggest like applying it to the bottom and blotting it onto the top. I didn't want to use one of my e.l.f. lip liners just because I feel like I use those a lot. But I am actually going to go into the Nude 2 from that Retro Paradise collection and just kind of redefine my lips with it. And now just really quickly I'm going to pop on these double up lashes. Okay guys, and there you have it. Here is a super colorful matte makeup look. I really enjoyed how everything turned out. Like honestly, this palette, again, it's out of stock, but it is so worth like going and picking up whenever it is in stock. It's just so crazy to me how well pigmented and formulated this is for like a $22 palette. It is amazing. So whenever this comes back in stock, I'll try to update you on Instagram, or whenever there's a date, I will list it somewhere in one of my videos, because I really do think that this is a palette everyone should get. And